So hello everyone. So today we are going to see the last portion, means there are 2-3 videos will be made on this last portion of this chapter, and then within maximum 2 to 3 lectures then I will wind up this lecture. Okay. So today we are going to see oxidation and reduction process, which we have done also in the electrochemistry. So what is, we will study this oxidation and reduction process to obtain metal, obtain certain elements. Okay. So here we are going to study about, in this process, chlor-alkali process. Chlor-alkali process. So here we are going to study about the chlor-alkali process. What do you mean by chlor-alkali process? It's a very simple process. Is voice audible to you? Yeah. Chalo. So chlor-alkali process, in this process we are going to do the electrolysis of a brine, and everything we have done, this everything will get repeat which you have done in the electrochemistry. So for a quick revision we will see this. So we are going to do the electrolysis of a brine solution here. So we are going to see the electrolysis of brine solution. What do you mean by brine solution, beta? So brine is nothing but an aqueous solution, or brine. So brine is nothing but aqueous solution of NaCl. Aqueous solution of NaCl. In this, what we are going to do? Same, we will apply the electrochemistry principle. Okay. See here. We are going to take one beaker. Okay. And in this beaker, we will put anode, and we will put one cathode. Okay. Here I will put here like this, and this solution contain brine. Brine means aqueous solution of NaCl. Okay. Because of this plus charge, here plus particles will come, means plus sign will come, and here minus sign will come. Okay. Here plus we called as an anode, and here we called as a cathode. Clear this part? So what will happen when I pass the electric current? So here we have two things. See beta, aqueous solution of NaCl. So I have here aqua and plus NaCl, means I have here water also, and I have here NaCl also. Yes or no? So when I pass the electric current, in chlor-alkali process, so this H2O also will get split into H plus and OH minus. Yes or no? And here Na plus also will get split into Na plus and Cl minus. So now who will go to whom? So there will be a race. You know, in electrochemistry I told you, anode less value of electron reduction potential, cathode more value of electron reduction potential. Clear this part? So if you see the value of H plus, that is 0 volt, and value of Na plus is minus 2.71. Yes or no? Clear this part? Here OH minus we will see. OH minus value is 1.42 volt, and here Cl minus value is 1.36 volt. This value should not remember. Just see the process. So first we will see at anode. Now see beta, at anode who will come? Now at anode, less value will win the case. So anode, less value will win the case. Now this is anode, means this is a plus. So plus will attract minus, and here we have two minus ion. One is OH minus, another one is Cl minus. So this minus will be attracted towards this anode. So now OH minus will go to anode or Cl minus will go to anode. Who will decide? This value will decide. So anode is the lesser value, which I have told you the electrochemistry one trick. I told you anode less, cathode more. So one who is having the value of less, they will act as an anode. At anode oxidation, oxidation means loss of electron. One value is more means cathode, cathode means reduction, gain of electron. Now see here. So going to anode, less value should win. So out of these two, who is having the value less? Cl minus value is having the less. So at anode, Cl minus will go. Yes or no? So now this is cancelled. We will see at cathode. Now but at cathode is a minus charge. So minus will attract plus. Here two cation we have. One is H plus, another one is a Na plus. H plus value is 0 volt and Na plus is minus 2.71 volt. Minus 2.71 volt. Clear? So now cathode, who will win? Cathode more value will win. So Na plus is minus 2.71 and hydrogen is 0. So out of 0 and minus 2.71, which is the value more? 0 value is more. So at cathode H plus will win. So H plus will win. Clear? So we'll see this now. So at anode Cl minus will go instead of OH minus, and at cathode Na plus will go instead of H plus. So this Cl minus at anode what will occur beta? At anode oxidation. Oxidation means loss of electron. So he has gained one electron, now he is losing one electron. So electron lost. Cl minus will lost electron convert into Cl. But we know fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they are all a diatomic molecule. They cannot exist as a monatomic molecule. So they will form Cl2. So 2 here, 2 here. Clear this part? H plus, cathode means electron gain. So H plus will gain electron convert into H, and as we know this also, that hydrogen also is a diatomic molecule. So here 2, so here 2, and here also 2. Net reaction if you do, so this is 2Cl minus plus 2H plus will gives what? H2 plus Cl2. Okay. Now see beta. So after the reaction, hydrogen gas will obtain at a cathode, chlorine gas will obtain at the anode. So here hydrogen gas will be liberated, here chlorine gas will be liberated. So see, in this way I can obtain hydrogen and chlorine by supplying the electrolysis process. That's why I am telling oxidation reduction process to obtain the certain elements. I obtain this. Now from the reaction H plus has gone, from the reaction Cl minus has gone. Now after the reaction remaining is what? So in the solution remaining is Na plus and OH minus. So here Na plus and OH minus will combine to form a what? NOH. So byproduct of chloralkali process is a NOH. So byproduct byproduct or after the reaction in chloralkali process will get what? NaOH. So if I write down the reaction generally, how I can write down the reaction generally? I write down the reaction generally NaCl plus H2O. So this together is called as a brine, or I can write down here aqueous also. So if I write down like this NaCl aqueous, and instead I will write down here brine, and when I do the electrolysis, so I will get 3 product. Which product I will get? I will obtain hydrogen, I will obtain chlorine, I will obtain NaOH. Clear this part? So this will be at cathode, this will be at anode, and this is the byproduct. Write down this. This is your chloralkali process. Understanding? So in this way we can apply the oxidation and reduction process. In this way we can apply the oxidation and reduction process to obtain certain metals. Clear this is? Chalo. So can I go for next now? Now see here, next. If I visualize on the point of a free energy, so the E0 cell for this whole process practically was calculated to be minus 2.2 volt. How much? Minus 2.2 volt. So whatever the battery I am applying here, so as this whole reaction, net cell potential is nearly 2.2 volt. This whole reaction, if I calculate E0 cell for this and E0 cell for this, so net answer I am getting, that is minus 2.2 volt. How much I am getting beta? Minus 2.2 volt nearly E0 cell for whole reaction. This is a practically value assumed. This was the practically value assumed. So I got E0 cell practically for this whole process to be minus 2.2 volt. Now if I want, as I know that this whole process net cell potential is minus 2.2 volt, so this battery what I am putting here, that battery should be more than minus 2.2 volt. So the battery which is provided should be more than 2.2 volt. Now the question comes, why the battery should be provided? We'll see this. So if I calculate delta G equal to minus NF E0 cell, whatever may be the N, whatever may be the F, E0 cell is beta how much? Negative value. E0 cell calculated this is negative value. So final delta G will become positive. So this reaction is what? Non-spontaneous. When this reaction is non-spontaneous, means this reaction cannot occur of its own, means this I have to supply the current. That's why I'm supplying the battery here. So that is electrolytic cell. The net cell potential is coming minus 2.2 volt. If I go to put in the equation of a delta G, so delta G will be equal to what? Beta minus NF E naught cell. Whatever the value may be n here, 2 will come and 96500. So E naught cell is coming negative. So finally this answer will turn to be positive. So delta G becomes positive. And delta G positive means we know the reaction is non-spontaneous. Yes, this reaction is non-spontaneous. That's why to supply battery करूँ છું. अगर रिएक्शन स्पोन्टेनियस हो तो बैटरी सप्लाय करવાની જરૂર જ શું હતી? આ રિએક્શન સ્પોન્ટેનિયસ નથી, मतलब આ રિએક્શન ખુદથી કરવા વાળો નથી, તો એને કંઈક એનર્જી સપ્લાય કરવી પડે, એટલે તો બેટરી સપ્લાય કરું છું. એટલા માટે તો આ ઇલેક્ટ્રોલાઇટિક સેલ થઈ ગયો. સો ધીસ ઇઝ ઇલેક્ટ્રોલાઇટિક સેલ which is called as electrolysis. Clear this part? So I am telling each and everything. Clear? So write down this. You can read from the textbook. Next point we are going to do, that is the leaching of silver and gold. And I guess I have done also. So one more we'll see the revision, and we will try to see the silver and gold, and then directly I will go to the refining of metal. So today number of things I will convert. I will share one link of zone refining. You can see my description box. See that video. It will be clear to you. Okay. Number of links I will share for the refining. How much refining I will do, that much I will share the video. Okay. So within I guess 2 to 3 lecture maximum, then I will complete it. Done this. Today I will give you certain notes also. So this was your chlor alkali process, which is coming under oxidation reduction. Chalo. So we will see the reaction involving the leaching of silver and gold. I will teach you only for the gold. Okay. And instead of gold, if you put the symbol of silver, so that reaction will be for the silver. And I guess I have done somewhere in the previous video also. But once more you see with a trick. So make a heading here. Leaching of silver and gold. Leaching of silver and gold. First we'll see the gold. See, Au, this is gold, aurum, which is impure. Now I am doing the purification using the leaching. How? I will react with this with KCN. React with KCN in an aqueous medium, and I will pass the oxygen gas. Now what I will happen here? 4 Au you have to use, 8 KCN you have to use. How many? 8. Okay, and 2 water you should use. Clear this part? Why I am telling this all? I will tell you. On doing this, you will obtain one complex compound of aurum, that is AuCN twice K plus KOH, or it's not required also. We will see now what extra things we will obtain. This much you have to remember. So this is the leaching of silver. In leaching of silver, the impure gold is reacted with an aqueous solution of a potassium cyanide. On passing the oxygen gas, you will obtain the one complex compound of gold. That complex compound of a gold is then oxidized, or then reduced. This complex compound of a gold is reacted with zinc, and that zinc will reduce this compound and forms a pure gold. Now what will happen? We will see this. See here. See here there are 4 Au. So I will put here 4. Suppose. Chalo, balanced. 4 to the 8. So out of 8 Cn, see, so this 8 Cn has been gone. Now remaining is what? K8K is remaining. So this I can write down like this way. H2O means H plus and OH minus. Here also H plus and OH minus. Yes or no? Clear? Now what will happen? Now see here. Here what I will do, this O, again I can split into O and O. Yes or no? So this H plus and this O will form OH. This O and this H will form OH. Now totally how many OH I formed? Totally I formed 4 OH. Yes or no? Totally I formed 4 OH. Clear this part? Here K also will come. This is a complex. K also will come. Sorry. Here K will also come. So 4K. So here out of 8 KCN, 4 CN, 8 CN is over. 4K is over. 4K is a 4K. 4K is remaining, and here 4 OH is there. So I will obtain here 4KOH. Clear? Now I will take this. Out of 4 moles, I will take 2 moles of this portion, AuCN twice K, and I will react with zinc. I will react with zinc, and I'll obtain Au, pure Au. So this was impure, I'll obtain here pure, and I'll obtain here complex of a zinc. So zinc ZnCN4 K2, ZnCN4 K2. Clear this part? See, if I try to count the oxidation number of here Zn, so Zn minus 4 equal to plus 2. So Zn is equal to here plus 6. Yes or no? So here Zn is coming positive. Yes or no? Here Zn is 0. So 0 to positive means increase means oxidation. And one who does the oxidation, it is known as a reducing agent. So how I can tell? So I can tell like this, that the complex of gold is made to react with zinc, which will act as reducing agent to obtain pure gold, and this is the complex of zinc. Clear? So this is the leaching of gold. Instead of Au, if I write down here Ag, so that will be the leaching of silver. See this way. Clear? Clear? And I have told the another reaction of silver also. That also you can write, and this way also you can write. Here instead of Au, I write down here Ag, which is impure. So here Au, Ag will come. Then here Au, Ag will come. Here Au, Ag will come. So in this way I can purify the silver also. So this was the reaction for silver and gold leaching process to purify the silver and gold. Are you getting my point? Understanding? It's easy, no? Chalo. So next we are going to see the refining of metals. Take a screenshot. The next part of the video we are going to see refining of metals. So now next topic we are going to see, that is a refining process. So till now we have generated metals. Yes or no? By various process we have seen the metals. We have seen the metallurgy of copper, metallurgy of zinc, metallurgy of aluminium, metallurgy of iron. Just now we have seen the metallurgy of gold. Okay. Then many things we have seen, but whatever the metals we have generated using the metallurgy, so that metals are not 100% pure. That metals need to be refined, and that different metals will use the different methods, different technique to refining process. Certain metals, all the metals cannot be refined by the same process. As the metal differ, the refining process also differ. Certain metal will have a high boiling point, certain metal will have a low boiling point. Number of parameters are involved. So that all the things we are not going to discuss here. Limited things we are going to discuss, and that are very interesting also, and you can study. Chala. So make a heading, refining of metals. Refining of metals. What we are going to study here, that is, first is we are going to study about distillation. Distillation. Then we are going to study about liquation. Okay. Then we are going to study about the electrolytic process, or I can say electrolytic refining. I will give you the certain small notes also. So please take it out your pen and book, write down this. I guess this is the last lecture, or might come one more lecture, so your chapter is over. So feel happy, take your notebook and write down this electrolytic refining. Fourth, we are going to see about vapor phase refining. I guess zone refining process. Zone refining. And usually what I will do, I will try to share the link of each and everything, so that you can visualize in your YouTube videos. You can, I will find the animated videos and I will share the link. Clear? So zone refining. Zone refining, fifth. The next I can tell vapor phase refining. Vapor phase refining. Clear? Vapor phase refining. In vapor phase refining also we have, I guess, two. One is Van Arkel method and Monde-Carbonel process, that I will try to explain tomorrow. Okay, and next I have chromatography method, sixth. So these are the certain techniques by which we can refine the metals. Clear? Write down this. I will give you slightly small notes to you, so that you have to write down this. And here, chromatography technique, your chapter gets end. That's it, over now. Next, what I can do? Enough, no? Chalo. Written. So first we will start the distillation. But what is meant by distillation? So first, the principle of distillation is involving is that this method is used to apply to those metal which is having the low boiling point. Low melting and boiling point. Right? So in this method, metals are refined which has low melting point and boiling point. Okay, so example we can write down like zinc, then mercury, cadmium, etc. Clear? So what we are going to do, see, we are going to take one container we are going to take like this. And here we are going to put these metals, okay, these metals, say zinc metal, and we are going to heat this, okay. This is pegged, and from here, from this, I am getting one retort tube of a glass, okay, like this. Need not to draw the diagram, no one does the diagram, just only for information I am showing. Then also this much hard work also if I do, no one is telling me thanks, no, just RA sir means that only. Okay, leave it this, chalo. So from here what I will do, I will enter here cold water. So from here hot water will come out automatically. Why? We will see this. Now when I heat this metal like zinc, mercury, cadmium, etc., so they will form the vapors because they have a very low melting boiling point. So I am heating with here candle, just I am showing to heat with candle, but when you heat with candle they will not form vapors. Here strong heating is required bit. So when you heat it, so they will form the vapors due to they have a low melting. So these vapors will travel from here. As the vapors comes here, so there is a cold water. So these are the vapors, so they will get condensed. So all the heat of this metal will be given to this water. That's why you are from cold water to hot water. So here the vapors will get condensed. When vapors will get condensed, they will form the liquid metal, and here liquid metal will form. Okay? So when I heat this metal, so this metal have a low melting point and boiling point. So they will start to vaporize. The vapors will go here. As the vapors comes here, there is a formation of cold water. Means here the temperature is lower in this portion. So temperature is lower, so their vapors will get condensed. So these vapors are of what beta? These vapors are of metal. So metal vapor will get condensed, and so here metals will fall liquid instead in this container. So here liquid metal will fall liquid metal. After some time it will get solidified. So this metal is pure, and this metal will be inside impure metal. Okay. Now there are impurity in this metal. There are impurities in this metal which will not get vaporized because their melting point is very high. So here principle involved is what? The principle involved is here the metal, the impurities have high melting and boiling point as compared to metal. Suppose see here beta, what happens? There is a impure metal, means it will contain metal and impurity. So metal boiling point is very low, whereas the impurity which is in it, its boiling point is very very high. So what will happen? Here impure metal when I heat, so the impure metal, when I heat the impure metal, in that way the metal boiling point is low. So metal boiling point is low as compared to impurity. So metal will start to get vaporized. Impurity will leave behind. So metal will start to get vaporized. Which kind of metal? In impure metal, which is the pure metal, will start to vaporize. Here vapor of a pure metal will come. When vapor of pure metal will come here, it will get condensed here. So it will convert into liquid and falls here. So here I will get pure metal. Here impurity will left behind because impurity is having the high boiling point, which is not achieved by this heating. So in this way I have separated metal from impure metal. By doing this process, this whole process we call as a distillation. Clear this part? Write down this. Chalo. So this method is used for metals like mercury, zinc, cadmium, which is having the low melting point and boiling point. the impure metal is heated in a tube. The impure metal is heated in a tube. As a result, vapors of pure metal are obtained. As a result, vapor of pure metals are obtained. As a result, vapors of pure metal are obtained, which are collected and then cooled. Which are collected and then cooled. Which are collected and then cooled to get the metal. To get the metal. The non-fusible impurities or non-volatile impurities, non-fusible or non-volatile impurities. Here metal is volatile because it is having low melting point. So impurities are non-volatile. उगरे नहीं, vapors form ना करे हम. So here non-volatile or non-fusible impurities will left behind. Will be left behind. Will be left behind. Clear? So next we are going to see liquation. See, in liquation, same for this type of a metal only, but specially they given the name here tin and lead. So liquation, okay. So in liquation, what you are doing? This is specially used for tin and lead, okay, because they have a slight high melting point as compared to the zinc and cadmium, but not very high melting point. Slightly more, but slightly more. Then we are using the liquation. Less like zinc, cadmium, we are using the distillation. In liquation, what we are going to do? We are making one hearth furnace of sloping furnace, like our sloping furnace. Yeah. Okay. And here there is a heat. Here there is a lot of heat. Now what will happen, you know? Here they will put impure metal. As the metal will advance further, तो आया impure metal राखे, एकदम iron नी sheet हो, एकदम गरम. So what will happen? So here impure metal comes. So here also principle involved is same, that the metal is having the low boiling point as compared to the impurity. So as the impure metal come here, as we know that the pure metal will have a low melting point as compared to impurity. So here low melting point metal will starts to melt, and liquid state metal will fall here. And as we know, the impurities are of a high boiling point, so they will not melt, they will left behind. So as impure metal is falling here, so as soon as the impure metal comes here, so impure metal from that pure metal will starts to melt because their boiling point is low, which can be achieved by this heating. And the impurity which is present in this, so their boiling point is high, so they will not melt. So that impurity will not melt, but of that pure metal will starts to melt because its boiling point is low. So from this impure metal, pure metal will starts to melt and flow into this sloping chamber, will be left behind what? Impurity. So here impurity will be left behind. Why? Because impurity boiling point is high, so they will not melt, but metal will melt. So metal will fall into liquid state and comes here, leaving behind the impurity. This is liquation, and this is used for tin and lead, right now. So this method is used for liquation. This method is used for refining the metal which have low melting point like tin and lead. This method is used for refining of metal which have low melting point, like tin and lead, etc. Impure metal, no need to draw the diagram. Impure metal is passed over a hot sloping surface. Impure metal is passed over a hot sloping surface. Pure metal having a low melting point flows down the slope. Pure metal have a low melting point, flows down the slope. Pure metal having the low melting point will flows down the slope, and impurities having the high melting point, and the impurities having the high melting point, and the impurities having the high melting point will be left behind, and the impurities having the high melting point will left behind. Clear this part? Chalo. So next we are going to see electrolytic refining. Many places we have done special electrochemistry, electrolytic refining. Yes or no? See here. This is the most convenient method. Electrolytic refining. Okay, now we will see this. And you know this also because we have done many a times this. So in electrolytic refining, what we are going to do? In electrolytic refining, first we are taking one beaker, electrolytic cell we are going to take. In this electrolytic cell we are putting one anode and one cathode we are going to put, and we are passing the electric current. Clear? So for this we need an electrolytic, yes or no? So which kind of electrolyte we will take? So electrolyte is taken which metal to be pure. Suppose if you want to pure copper, then you should take salt solution of copper. If you want to pure nickel, salt solution of nickel. If you want to take silver, silver salt solution, zinc, platinum, gold, aluminum, anything. Okay. So electrolyte is, each electrolyte, the electrolyte must be taken the salt solution of metal which is to be purified. Here I want to purify copper metal, so I will take the copper salt solution, say CuSO4. Now what about anode? So anode should be made, take a pure metal strip, impure metal. Suppose I have impure copper. So I have a impure copper, convert that impure metal in terms of a strip, and that impure metal will be act as an anode. Impure metal will act as anode. Here I will make as a copper, impure. Cathode should be pure metal. So here I will take impure metal, it is impure copper I will take. So this I will make impure copper, which will act as anode for me, and this I will take pure copper, pure strip of copper, which will act as a cathode for me. And here I have CuSO4. Clear? Plus and minus. Clear? So this is plus, this is minus. Now as I pass the electric current, what will happen? This CuSO4 will split into Cu plus 2 and SO4 minus 2. So at anode what will happen? At anode. So at anode what I have? I have copper, but which kind of copper? Impure copper I have. So this copper will start to liberate Cu plus 2 and 2 electron. So these 2 electrons comes here, and here Cu plus 2 will come in the film. So slowly this anode will complete, because this slowly anode is forming Cu plus 2 electron. So धीरे धीरे anode पूरी थती जैसे. Now what will happen at cathode? So at cathode, this electron is traveling from here to here, and this cathode is a copper, which is also metallic conductor. So this 2 electron will come here and will react with this Cu plus 2. So Cu plus 2 electron will form what? Copper salt. So this copper from this Cu plus 2 will get deposit on this cathode. So what will happen? I will get this pure. Clear? This 2 electron, Cu plus 2. So in this way, Cu which was impure has been converted into Cu solid pure. So I have done the purification. Now what will happen? So after reaction, what we can see? We can see anode weight will decrease, yes or no? And anode what was? Will decrease. And anode was what? Anode was impure metal. So all the impure metal weight should increase, because from this all the impurities will be removed and pure metal will be deposited on this cathode. Cathode weight will decrease. Cathode weight will decrease, yes or no? Because all the metal after reduction it is deposited on copper, so this weight will increase of cathode. And after the reaction we will see this, so there will be a sludge or kachra like a structure below the anode. So this kachra like a structure we call as a anode mud. So whatever the impurities was there in the impure copper which was acting as anode will settle down at the bottom of the anode, so we call as a anode mud. And from this also certain AgAuPt like substance we can obtain. So in this way we can obtain the pure metal from its impure by using the electrolytic process. I have done this in the electrochemistry also, so you can check it out there also. So this was your electrolytic refining. Write down whatever you feel to write down from this. Then I'll go for the zone refining. Are you understanding or not? It's easy. Clear? Chalo, done this? So last topic we are going to see zone refining. See, this zone refining is a bit tough, but I will give you the video in the description box. You can see, check it out. See, zone refining is principle. The impurities are more soluble in liquid form rather than solid. Liquid form rather than solid. So means what? Means this. Suppose कोई एक मेटल છે, impure metal છે, तो impure metal અંદરમાં metal હોય ને impurity હોય. અગર તમે એને ઓગાળો તો તમે ઓગાળશો તો જે એની impurities છે એ ઓટોમેટિક તળીને બહાર આવી જશે. ક્યારે ઓગાળશે? ઓટોમેટિક. ક્લિયર? So impurities of some metals are more soluble in molten state or in liquid, in molten state rather than solid, in molten form. मतलब ई કહેવા માંગે છે કે અગર તમે મેટલને મેલ્ટ કરો તો એની ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી બહાર નીકળી જશે. તો જે ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી છે એ મેલ્ટ કરવાથી જ બહાર નીકળશે. કેમ કે જે ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી છે એ મોલ્ટન ફોર્મમાં જાજી સોલ્યુબલ છે એટલે ઉપર આવી તરી જશે, તે બહાર નીકળી જશે. ક્લિયર? સો there are certain metals in which impurities are more soluble. ये more soluble નો મતલબ છે કે તમે એ મેટલને ઓગાળો તો એની ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી છે ઉપર તળીને આવી જાય, એને આપણે ખેંચીને બહાર કાઢી નાખો. So impurities are more soluble in molten form rather than in the solid form. So what you are going to do? See here, for which metal like germanium, gallium, this method is used. Okay, and this used to give ultra pure metal. I will share the video of zone refining. If you see the video, you understand the whole process. So in this we are making one tube we are making here. We are making one tube here. In this tube we are maintaining inert atmosphere so that it will not get oxidized, inert atmosphere. And here we are placing the impure metal rod. This is what beta? Impure metal rod. Impure metal rod. And on this, above this, means how it is situation, you know. See, this is an impure metal rod, and on this, like this circular heater is placed. So here 3D diagram I cannot show, so I am showing the heater outside. These are the movable heaters. But like which kind of heater? Circular heater. Suppose this is one rod, ultra pure. So on this, like this. So this will pass like this. Clear this part? This will pass like this. Clear? So, or I can say, so chalo. So this is impure metal rod. So I will make one mobile circular heater. So this circular heater, this will be stopped. આ stagnant રહે, ચોટેલું હશે આ, પણ આ મૂવ કરશે. Heater will move. Okay. So when heater will move from here to here, so this metal will get heat. As the metal will get heat, it will starts to melt. So soluble impurities niche avti jase. Clear? So what will happen? Now this heater will move from here to here. So as the heater moves, this will get heat. So this portion will get heat. As this portion will get heat, here impurities will come out. So as this heater moves advance, જેમ હીટર આગળ વધશે આમ ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી પણ આગળ વધશે, ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી પણ આગળ વધશે, પછી અહીંયા ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી ભરાઈ જશે. Yes or no? When the heater is reaching here, they will stop the heater, they will cool down, again they will bring back. Again they will start the heater. As the heater starts, again this will heat up and will starts to form its impurity. As the heater goes advanced, so this impurity will fall downside like this. As the heater goes, જેમ હીટર આગળ વધશે એમ ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી પણ આગળ વધશે. એઝ હીટર આગળ વધશે એમ ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી પણ આગળ વધશે. આ ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી જમા થઈ જશે. પાછું જ્યારે હીટર અહીંયા પહોંચે, હીટરને બંધ કરી નાખે, પાછું હીટરને પાછળ ખેંચે, પાછું હીટરને ચાલુ કરે, હીટરને ચાલુ કરશે, પાછું ગરમ થશે, જેમ આ ગરમ થશે લિક્વિડ સ્ટેટ સુધી પહોંચવા જશે, તેમાંથી ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી બહાર નીકળવા માંડશે, હીટર આગળ વધશે. જેમ હીટર આગળ વધશે એમ ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી પણ આગળ વધશે. ધીરે 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 છેલ્લે એવું સિચ્યુએશન આવી જશે જે આવડી મેટલ હતી એ આવડી મેટલ થઈ જાય. બધું આમાંથી ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી બધું ક્યાં જમા થઈ જાય? અહીંયા બધી ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી જમા થઈ જાય. છેલ્લે આખું ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી આવું જમા થઈ જાય, આવું આમ હોય. તો આ બધું સર્કલ છે એ બધું આખું આમ ગોળ ગોળ થઈ જાય. તો આ બધું કોણ છે ભાઈ? ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી. આને આમને કટ કરી નાખે. સો ધીસ ઇઝ ધ પ્યોર મેટલ. This is repeated 2 to 3 times. This process is repeated 2 to 3 times to obtain the ultra pure metal. I know you have not understand completely. See the video, you will understand. Okay. So what happens? Suppose see this. This was impure metal. Again, on this impure metal heater, this is a circular heater, mobile heater. So I will start the heater. So heater is started. So as this heater will move downside, so this will get heat. And this will get heat too much, so it will reach to the nearly melting point. So impurities also will melt. So impurities will fall downside along with the heater. As the heater moves, impurities also move. As the heater moves, impurities also move. Here now heater is off. Again heater is taken up. Again heater is started. Again the heater is moving slowly downside. Impurities also moving downside. Impurities moving downside. Heater is moving downside. Impurities moving downside. Heater is moving downside. So here so slowly અહીંયા જે છે impurity ભરાતી રહીએ. તો ઉપરથી જ્યારે નીચે આવે તો impurity ને લેતો આવે. તો જે હીટર છે જેમ ઉપરથી નીચે આવશે એમ ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી પણ નીચે આવશે. એક પોઈન્ટ એવો આવશે કે બધી ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી જમા થઈ જશે. તો એવરો જે સળિયો હોય ઇમ્પ્યોરનો એટલો જ સળિયો થઈ જાય. કેમ બધી એમાં ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી ક્યાં આવી ગઈ હોય? નીચે. પછી અહીંયા બધી ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી, તો અહીંયા ગાંઠા જેવું ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી જમા થઈ જાય, એને પછી આમ કટ કરી દેવાનું. તો આટલી જે રોડ મળે એ રોડ મારી પ્યોર હોય. અને હજી પ્રોસેસને 2-3 વખત રિપીટ કરવાથી મને શું મળશે? અલ્ટ્રા પ્યોર મેટલ. સો બાય ધીસ મેથડ આઈ કેન ઓબ્ટેન ધી અલ્ટ્રા પ્યોર મેટલ. Here's this part. So I will share the video, you will see the video, you will understand much better. Right on this. Right on principle. So impurities of some metal are more soluble. Impurity of some metal are more soluble in molten state rather than solid state. In this method, a circular mobile heater is fixed at end of the rod of impure metal. The heater is slowly moving forward. The impurities crystallizes out. The impurity crystallizes out and also move further with heater. The impurity crystallizes out. ભાઈ જે આમાં જે ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી ફસાયેલી છે એ ઓગળીને બહાર નીકળશે, આમ ટપકા 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 પડશે તો એ ક્રિસ્ટલાઇઝ થઈ છે. સો ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી ઓલ્સો ક્રિસ્ટલાઇઝ આઉટ. ક્રિસ્ટલાઇઝ આઉટ મતલબ ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી ઓગળીને બહાર નીકળશે. સો ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી ક્રિસ્ટલાઇઝ આઉટ એઝ ધ હીટર મૂવ ફોરવર્ડ. At the one end, all the impurities are stuck, and finally, on cutting, we obtain the pure metal. And on cutting the impurity, we obtain the pure metal. Inert atmosphere is maintained inside the chamber. so that there is no effect of air and heat. The heater move only in one direction. જો ભાઈ હું શું કીધું કે અહીંયાથી અહીંયા હીટર આવે પછી હીટરને અહીંયા બંધ કરી ઠંડુ પાણીને પાછું લઈ જવાનું. આવું નથી આમ 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 નથી. પાછું અહીંયા હીટરને પાછળ નથી લઈ જવાનું. અહીંયા હીટર આવે, બધી ઇમ્પ્યુરિટી જમા થઈ જાય, પછી હીટરને બંધ કરી દેવાનું, ઠંડુ પાણી નાખવાનું, હીટરને પાછળ લઈ જવાનું, પછી પાછી પ્રોસેસ ચાલુ કરવાની. હીટર એક જ ડિરેક્શનમાં મૂવ કરવું જોઈએ. સો ધ હીટર ઇઝ મૂવડ ઓનલી ઇન વન ડિરેક્શન. This method is repeated number of times and the impurity is concentrated. Concentrated मतलब जमा थશે. So impurity is concentrated at one end point only. The impurity is concentrated થવું मतलब जमा થવું. So impurity is concentrated at one end only, which is cut to get pure metal. Clear? Write out one trick, write out one key point. Germanium obtained by this method contain very little impurity. Germanium obtained by this method contain very little impurity, nearly of 10.7 ppm. એટલી જ impurity હોય, parts per million. Impurity ગણાય જ નહીં. But remember this. So germanium obtained by this way contain nearly 10.7 ppm. Clear? So now two methods are remaining, that is vapor phase refining and chromatography method. So this method I will do in the next class. Thank you for seeing this. Only two.